Hello and welcome to Channel 2S. I'm your host, Second Soundwave. So today I thought I'd start working on the Psycho Zaku 2 High Mobility Type from Gundam Thunderbolt. So I got the manual out here in front of me. I got my usual tools here, knife, cutters, and then these are pins that I use to help kind of position stickers. They help sometimes they don't. Occasionally I even find it better to just use my finger because I have more precision with that. But as to the parts here, I did notice something interesting, which is that this runner right here, please excuse the fire engine, this runner right here, number E2, is actually, from looking at the parts on it, this is a runner that is shared by all of the Xeon kits from Gundam Thunderbolt. It has the bazooka, rifle, heat hawk, and backpack sections used by the Zaku 2, Zaku 1, and the Zaku 2 with big gun. And you actually do not use these four on the Psycho Zaku, you instead use these pieces, which are exactly the same visually, but they're molded in a much darker gray. These are the ones we're going to be using on the Psycho Zaku. But other than that, this looks like it's going to be a pretty straightforward build. Only other thing I'm noticing is that there are not a lot of runners that are used for the main kit. Here's the runners that are like primarily for the Zaku. And then here, if I can get all of these out at once, let me see if we can do this. Oh boy. Here is the pile of runners used for the accessories. So yeah, I definitely got my work cut out for me. So torso's almost done, but I would like to take a moment to show you just how many freaking thrusters there are on this kit. This runner right here has all the thrusters on it, and well, there are a lot of these things, and each one of them has to be cleaned up, denubbed, put into place, cut out, assembled. This is going to be a long build. Okay, so here's the torso all built up and completely unstickered at this point. There's going to be these orange stickers on the raised up parts in the front skirts, and there's going to be a red sticker on the orange section in the abdomen right there. Not the actual chest, but the orange part of the abdomen is going to have a red sticker going over it. I absolutely drove myself nuts trying to put this front thruster in here, and what ultimately ended up working for me, and I'd really recommend this because it's the only way you can really get it in, is to set the thruster down on the table and then push the larger piece down onto it, because there's just no way you can grip this without like a very small pair of tweezers or something. So yeah, I'm going to sticker this up and separate the front skirts so it can do that thing that every modern high grade does. So take a good long look at this, because this is the last time you'll ever see the torso without the stickers on. So backpack is almost complete at this point. I did not put any of those black stickers on the back because, well, it's black plastic. I mean, there's supposed to be little circles all over these. There's supposed to be little square things all over here. I did put on these ones because they do add some nice color and they don't peel at all. They're actually great stickers. They look fine. They look good. All I gotta do now is add the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 thrusters onto this thing. And then I'll be done with this and I can move on to the head. So here's just an interesting thing I noticed while I was building today, and that's that in direct sunlight it actually looks like the hoses are brown. I assumed they were gray when I did the unboxing, but as you can see they're actually a quite noticeable brown color. I just thought that was kind of interesting. Okay, so the thrusters are on. These ones went on easier than the ones on the torso because they're not quite as small. As you can see, the ones in the back here are quite big. These ones are quite big. These ones weren't too bad either. It was just these ones here, especially this one. This one right here was the worst thing easily on this whole kit so far. But that's behind us, so I'm going to start working on the head now. So, just as I started working on the head, I noticed that the hoses weren't the only things that looked brown when you put the afternoon sun on them, because in direct sunlight it turns out the stickers actually are a different color from the black plastic, so I am going to go back and put most, if not all of these on, and then get back to you when I start working on the head. Hey, so I got the head done now, and the sticker on it is already peeling up. That is going to be a problem later on. But it is looking really awesome so far. I'm actually liking a lot how this has come out so far. Also going to point out, all the stickers are now on the backpack, and if you can see that those are brown, well, good for you. I have to say, this is coming together really nicely, and I can't wait to see how this looks when it's done. I'm actually really enjoying this now that I got the backpack out of the way, because looks like it's going to be the most tedious part on the build, so the rest is just going to be arms, legs, weapons. Should go pretty smoothly from here. Okay, so it's the start of day 3, and last night I did wrap up the arms, so those are all done. I have not put any stickers on them. These are just the bare plastic. There's going to be this silver sticker that kind of runs along the trim of the round part right there. And one thing I will comment on with these arms is that these spikes are very sharp. I was kind of pushing these down to get them locked down here, and I actually broke the surface of my skin with it. Didn't bleed, but these are sharp. Be careful. Also, this sticker wrapped around the crest is crap. It's peeling up every time I'm not pushing it down. And it's kind of a shame because it actually looks alright. I think visually that's a pretty alright sticker, and yeah, I know I got it slightly off center, but whatever. But yeah, it's obviously, with something, anytime you have a sticker wrapped around a small surface like that, there's going to be peelage issues, and they are definitely here. Maybe you could somehow, well, I guess you could, put, clear coat over it, and maybe that would help? I don't know, I never tried that with stickers. If you've tried anything like that to kind of help, hold down stickers, feel free to mention it in the comments, because I'm kind of curious to see how you'd handle something like this. And stickers are on. The ones that go around the round shoulder pad weren't too bad. They go on alright. There's a little, they didn't quite line up here. I got it pretty much as straight as I could, but once I got up to here, it stopped just half a millimeter short, which is a bit of a shame. And then I did put on the faction symbol and stuff on this side. And then, like an idiot, I pressed it down with my finger instead of a pencil eraser, which left thousands of tiny, tiny little air bubbles underneath it that make it look like crap. Yeah. Note. If you're ever putting these kind of stickers on, you want to use a firm thing like this to press it down and not your finger, because your fingertips have ridges, and those ridges will create thousands of tiny, tiny little air bubbles as you're pushing this down like this, and those are a pain in the butt to get out. I might work with this a bit more to see if I can get most of them out, but yeah, kind of disappointed with how that ended up. Well, that was more my fault than the kits, so lesson learned. Okay, so now the complete body of the Psycho Zaku is built up. I had a little bit of scare with the kneecap because I was moving the leg around and I accidentally knocked loose one of those thrusters and it was lost for a few days, but I did find it and put it back on and it's all good now. But seriously, you should actually be careful with the thrusters because they can be knocked loose if you're not careful, and they are very, very small, maybe a couple millimeters, well, maybe not a couple millimeters, but 5 millimeters long each, which is not very big and very easy to lose in the cracks in the floor, in your rug or whatever, so you just have to be careful with that. But having it all together and up on the stand, I'm actually kind of liking the look of it. I'm not impressed with the articulation at all, it's pretty basic, but seeing as how bulky a kit it is, I'm kind of okay with that. I mean, it's got some movement, and honestly, it's kind of enough for what it is. I wish it had a little more. The hoses do restrict it. It would actually go farther if you took this end of the hose out. Actually, I'll show you right now so I don't have to worry about it in the full review, but if you take the hose out of this slot here, you can actually get the knee quite a bit farther back than it would normally, so that's something to keep in mind if you're going to customize this. Maybe you could put some actual hoses here. That would actually be cool. You know what, I want to see someone do that. I might even do that myself sometimes, try to find a way to replace these with actual hoses, because that would free up the knee articulation, would also free up the torso articulation, because this doesn't move at all once you get the hoses on, so yeah, that's definitely a mod you could try doing to this. But yeah, all I really got to do now is build the weapons and the thruster tanks on the back, and that should be it. Okay, weapons all built up, everything done. I didn't really film any of that stuff because, it's just slapping right half of gun onto left half of gun. Was not as tedious as the full armor Gundam, and I appreciate that. Because that full armor unicorn was, I have to say that's probably one of my least favorite builds, just because the last half was right half of gun, left half of gun, right half of gun, left half of gun. This is similar. Didn't mind as much, not sure why, maybe I'm just more patient now, I don't know. But as you can see, it's looking pretty nice. I got his bazookas in his arms. Not really liking these arms, but I'm going to go into more detail about that in the review. As you can notice, I did actually lose one of those little, I guess it would be a shoulder strap on one of the small bazookas on the back, but not really a big deal. I'm probably just going to leave those hanging on the back. And honestly, at this point, I'm kind of deciding if I'm actually going to leave it like this, or if I'm going to do the same thing I did with the Full Armor Unicorn Gundam, which was basically to just strip it down completely and just treat it as like a normal mobile suit. Still not sure I'm going to do that with the Psycho Zaku. I'm actually kind of leaning back towards leaving it fully armored because it does look pretty cool. So that just about wraps up the build log for this model kit, the high-grade Psycho Zaku 2 from Gundam Thunderbolt animation color version. The review will be coming out reasonably soon, and I will also start work on the High New Gundam soon, so you got that to look forward to, as well as more Gunpla news, which, by the way, you should subscribe for if you aren't already. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Feel free to comment down below, and I will see you next time.